I like that.
Do you like it? Do you like
I like
it? Who likes
that.
it? Hey, yeah, I was feeling a little festive. I wanted something a little different to get people in the mood while they were waiting and stuff. Hey, everybody, welcome to Girl Let's Agree to Disagree. I'm your host, Jessica Milagros. I'm here with my co-host, Busy Blue.
What's up? Black by popular demand.
Always and forever. We are here to talk about um, Big Brother 25. Oh, not me. Already having technical difficulties.
Are
Hold
we
on.
sure?
What is going on? I'm like, okay, I'm back. And I'm back. What's up,
Yeah.
everybody? Say hello in the chat. I can't wait to talk about this. It's been a few days, so apologies. But we're here to talk about all the things that are happening right now. Big Brother season 25.
Yes.
More so the live eviction, the past couple we haven't been on since last earlier this week.
Yeah, so we have a lot to recap.
There's so much to recap because not only are we going to be talking about the live eviction, we're going to be talking about expulsions, we're going to be talking about and all of the other spoilers for people who don't know. Just quick spoiler, right now cams are off and it seems like they're getting ready for the veto competition, so this is going to be really exciting. But there's always so much game that they've been talking about. A girl is tired. But before we go through all of it,
good. Go ahead.
I know I was sorry,
Go ahead.
sorry, before we
I
go
was
through
about
all
to
of
go
it,
inside.
I know we're gonna go in on all of this. But first, click like, subscribe, click to receive those notifications, press that blue bell or that little bell, whatever color it is, so that you know that we're coming on. Hey, give me some credit. We gave you about 24 hours notice this time. Busy and I said yesterday that we were going to be here at 4:30 Central Time, 5:30 Eastern Time, and I had this on lock since yesterday. Wins all around.
Yes. Yeah, I gotta give her credit.
Well, not to mention that it was also Steve's birthday. Steven, my husband, it was his birthday on Thursday. So
happy birthday, Steve. I love Steve.
On Thursday.
He helped me with my proposal. I love Steve.
Steve is such a great guy. And so I'll give him like belated happy birthdays. I haven't posted anything on my social medias in days. So look, a girl is just struggling. It's struggle bus the whole time.
Steve. Happy birthday, Steve.
We love that you all are here with us. Just make sure you're clicking like and subscribe and doing all of that good stuff. Super chat is also a great way to support the channel. So if you want us to see your questions, or if you want us to answer anything, make sure you super chat and we will be able to see it and discuss it immediately.
Right.
And now on to the chaos and the madness and what we just witnessed.
First, what you been doing this week, Jess? Before we get into the craziness, what you been doing this week?
This week, I've been working. I've been doing a lot of. I'm back into my photography. For those who don't know, like I shoot people, but in a nice way. You know, I don't shoot to kill. I shoot to make them look fabulous.
Yeah.
You know, so I've been doing that. So there's been a lot of photo shoots in the works, a lot of creative things spiraling down. Cool. And then of course my husband, who's who just turned the big 5'3". He's 53, yo, like, can you believe my husband's 53?
No, because I know him in person.
Does this look like a woman who is married to a 53-year-old?
No, he doesn't even look 53.
Guys, I like older men. I like older men.
He doesn't even look that old. I love it.
I know.
Eating good in that
fabulous.
house.
He looks absolutely fabulous. And then the week before was my daughter's birthday, which was August 1st. It was Sabrina's birthday, and she turned 17. So,
wait, so you're in a house full of Leos?
I'm in a house full of Leos.
They're so about themselves.
Very.
They're like extra.
I'm a good
You're not a Leo.
role. I'm a good supporting role. I'm not someone who needs all of the attention. I feel like I'm someone who supports the crazy people. I'm the one who I love to see myself a little mess in my friend circle, as long as I'm not the mess.
Yes.
So I actually enjoy being in a house full of Leos.
Jewelry said, we commend you for your sacrifice. Being around Leo.
Thank you.
Yeah. It must be hard being in a house full of Leos.
It is. It can be.
Because there are a lot.
Well, you want to know what's crazy? Is that Steve is not only a Leo, he's a Scorpio moon and a Scorpio rising. So he has this weird balance of fire and water, and maybe he fizzles himself out. He's fierce, but he can be emotional. But it's just like all kinds of weirdness in my circles for those who don't care about astrology as much. But that's kind of a big, a big thing. I don't know. It's
a lot.
Yeah. And no, this is exactly why I was able to put up with my cast. I mean, you would see it in my face.
Because you live with Leos.
Well, you would see it in my face that I wasn't having it, but for the most part, I ain't gonna get all bad girls club on you. You know?
It's very easy to deal. Maybe and those who are asking, this is Luke, and this is Oliver, who's licking my hands right now.
That's my that's my nephew's name, Oliver.
Yeah, I adopted Oliver from my best friend. We went to Howard 6. We went to Howard together, and she was in a marriage, and she was about to have a baby, and then they got a divorce. So then she was like, I'm not going to be able to be a single mother with a baby because he's only 2, and her baby's 2, almost 2. She's like, I can't have a baby and a puppy. So she's like, can you take him? Because she loves how much. Because Luke is 7. So she was like, can you take him? Because I love how much Luke loves you. And so I adopted Oliver because so she comes over all the time. He remembers her slightly. I think he's kind of forgetting her now. But she asked me to take care of her so that she can have her daughter, and I love her daughter like to bunches. She's amazing. And also, where's my phone? I wanted to say to you that hold on, I'm getting there.
I don't know what he's trying to say to me, guys. This is what happens with light TV.
Yes, Sharon Tharp watches us, and she was so excited. She was like, thank you guys so much for the mentions, because I wanted her to come on the podcast with us, but she was busy, and she was like, next time tell me in advance. And it's like, girl, we're never in advance.
I saw Sharon. For those of you who don't know Sharon Tharp, she's a very big part of the Big Brother community. She is she's covering Big Brother. She has been for years, and she covers it for Us Weekly, and she's a great reporter. Is that what you would call her? Reporter, journalist.
Yes,
a great journalist. Thank you. And I actually saw her during a Big Brother premiere in New York.
So mad I wasn't there, because she was there last time.
Yes, I watch you guys all the time. You guys are so hilarious. Whenever you want, just let me know and I will go on the show. So so we will have Sharon Tharp at some point, yes, on this show. We just need to plan it way in advance. So I guess we can do that. Sure.
Yeah.
Yes. Right. So yes, praise be to Sharon Tharp. She is so, and everybody who just came on. We have not talked yet about BB25, but we were just kind of recapping our week, a little background just to see how everybody was doing. And yeah, I think we're on. Okay, so busy.
Yes.
Busy. Okay, we're gonna start. I think we haven't recapped since Monday, so we only did the HOH recap. But obviously, there's been a veto, and there's already been an eviction since then. So let's go straight into it. we'll go straight into Thursday's live eviction. There were
Okay.
people there, it was pretty awesome to see. You know, this week we also saw their intros, which
Can can
I
we
really
talk a
liked.
little bit about the Wednesday episode? Because I felt like
Absolutely.
there was a lot that was shared during that time, especially the handful.
Oh, yeah, there have been alliances. Yeah. You know, when I tell you that I didn't think, I thought maybe one recap a week would be fine, two we'd cover it, but
It's a
they've just
lot.
they've just been nonstop gaming
Yeah.
on and on and on. There's just been so much stuff that has happened within the past 8 days. I am just it it's like talking about 2 days ago is like last year. And they'll be like, "Where have you been?" Like, yeah, I feel bad talking about an eviction episode that technically happened 2 days ago when they're already playing Veto, and like everybody and their mom is like being targeted right now. It's
Yeah.
just it's wild.
Do you so okay? Because you were in the house, so Handful has been playing it very well. They were playing it very like open, like alliance game. It was very clear that they were together. What do you think would be best if you were like in an alliance with everyone that and then how do you play that so that other people don't see it? Because it was very clear that Handful was a group. Now, the Bye Bye Bitches has not been as open, but it was clear that Handful was a thing. How do you think in a house like that, like is the best way to play it?
I don't know. It's very interesting because not only do we have a clear set side, right? We have two sides of a house. But it like if you notice, these alliances are primarily age driven. You
Mm-hmm.
know, like you have the handful, which of course they were all in the same room. It real cute story. They're called the handful because they're in the scary room, and the
With
scary
the
room has
hands on,
hands and
yeah.
all that good stuff. Okay, super cute. Bye Bye Bitches, same kind of thing. They all pretty much are in that same room, and they're in the comic room, and it says Bye Bye Bitches, like it's super cute. But the biggest defining factor, I think, is age. Um the fact that they're playing so in your face, like
Yeah.
I love it. I thought that's how it was going to be on my season, and there were just a whole
Really?
bunch of asses that were talking behind each other's backs.
You thought
So
it was gonna
it's
be in your face in your season?
Oh yeah, I thought yes, but you had to look at it from my point of view. Like I'm also older, so someone like Heisen, who is like in your face, like who's your alliance? What are you doing? What are you,
Yeah.
like all these questions. Like I'm gonna put you up. I'm not even gonna bother backdooring you. Like stuff like that.
Yeah.
When you're doing it in front of somebody's face, I feel like that you have to be a little bit older in order
Okay.
to feel more comfortable with that type of confrontation. People are living for it. But that's why BB10 worked so well, because there were older people who did not care to get in your face and
Yeah.
say what they needed to say. Like it's a lot harder on mine, where it was like everybody was just talking behind each other's back, and they were being nasty. They were being nasty
Mhm.
about it. It wasn't even fun. Like a fun banter. It wasn't even.
It was nasty, yeah.
It was just nasty. So I really at least enjoy the fact that people are really like that. The youngins are really hot, are really bad at hiding this alliance. Like it's very obvious and apparent
Yeah.
that this is a thing. Um and I don't know.
How
I
do you hide in an alliance?
You can't, which is why it's awesome that it happened so early on. Like I think when you're watching it, as someone who's watching it, and people in the chat, you guys talk and let me know if you agree or disagree, but I feel that when you have strong sides this early on, there's just no way to keep there's two ways. It's either they're diehard,
Okay.
which I feel like Bye Bye Bitches could probably be diehard, some of them, because they're older and they're a little bit more loyal, and they're just like,
Explain
no,
diehard. Like, what do you mean by
diehard,
diehard?
like ride or dies, like they're
Yeah.
gonna be ride or dies for each other.
Okay.
It like the handfuls don't look like they're going to be as ride or die as the professors,
Really?
yeah, because they're younger, they're just younger. I feel like a lot of people will probably split and try to make their little side alliances. You have two sides,
Mm.
but there's
Yeah,
there's
because
going to
even
be
in
those.
Handful, though, there are like side alliances.
Yeah, they're all inside alliances, which makes it a very interesting season,
Yeah.
because you're thinking, oh, it's either going to be one side is going to, win, and then we already know who's going to be put up. But I think it's going to be a little bit more complicated than that within the next couple of weeks. I think this one is kind of a little bit more straightforward, especially with the person who is HOH right now. I'm
You
not going
think
to say
it's
yet
straightforward? I
the
think that
word.
this is what the person who's HOH is what makes it like strange, because they're not in alliance. Well, not technically, they're not in an alliance. They're like middle-ish ground.
Yeah.
I don't want. Okay, I don't want to spoil anything.
I
But
know we're not going to spoil it yet because
yeah,
we're still talking about the live eviction, and I know that
yeah,
everybody here is probably either waiting for the cams to come back on, because they are right now on live feeds. They are
yeah.
playing the veto more than likely, because we see the animals. We see the animals up,
Can
but
I ask you,
mhm.
Jess, what is your feeling about Izzy? Because everyone is Felicia Stan.
Yeah.
It's like I am, but it feels like Izzy's like growing in the fandom, and I don't know, it's because she's just chaotic, and it's interesting to watch how chaotic she is, or like what. Who's your number one? Like, who do you love to see on the feeds right now?
Oh my
Because I
gosh.
love to see Felicia on the feeds, but more and more it's like, put the camera on Izzy, because I want to know what the hell she's doing.
That is true. She's chaotic. You know what's funny is that Kat from my season, Kat Dunn, what
Yes.
had posted had posted on Twitter, and she said, I think I was Jessica's Izzy on our season. Like, not her telling people that she was a hot, chaotic mess, which she was. Like, Kat, as much as I love her, I love her, she was a chaotic mess. Her first week, that girl was chaotic,
Really?
chaos. She was crying up a storm. She was just like well onto self-evicting herself. Like, it was pretty chaotic, and you guys didn't see any of that because there were no
Because we
feeds on
couldn't
my
see, yeah, we
season.
couldn't see the feeds, yeah.
So I love her to death. But she posted, she's like, I think I was Jessica's Izzy. Was I Jessica's Izzy? And I was just like, no, you weren't my Izzy. But I think maybe she could have been because she was a lot, and it becomes a lot. Izzy is chaotic in all of the best ways. I know a lot of people here on the chat like are like saying that they're over her.
Yeah, it's a majority of the people, majority of the fandom are like, sit down, Izzy. But I love her chaos. She is too much,
She
but
is.
I love how much she's too much. I mean, maybe it's because busy's a lot.
You kind of have to have look, you kind of have to have people like Izzy, because then you like the other people, and you are rooting for someone to be taken out. Like, for
Yeah.
some people, Izzy's way too much, and I can understand that. I would probably I think she's right now starting to be too much for Suri, and I think that Suri is probably in her mind trying to figure out a good
How
way
do
to
I
take
get
her
her out?
because how do you take her out? Like, she is the only person who knows about her and Jared, and as soon as she you know that an Izzy nomination is going to be just insane.
It'll be horrible. I feel like Izzy is going. She would pop every bubble. She would let everyone know. Like, I'm just telling you that I know this. I feel like Izzy on the she would need to be backdoored, but like backdoored immediately. Like it would like there has to be some type of twist where she has to leave out the door immediately.
Yeah.
Because if she's on the block,
She has to
she's
go in a double. It like there's
yeah,
no way. Suri would have to look at it and be like, as soon as a double hits, we need to make sure to do everything to
agreed.
get her out.
Agreed.
But the problem is with someone like Izzy, if they take her out in a double, like Izzy's like that type of person who's going to be so like she looks like her her feelings, her emotions run through her, you know, like it's just she's so emotional
Yeah.
that she would just be the most horrible person to have on a jury. Like
Oh.
it's like which would be great on feeds if they were feeds in the jury, or if you're watching this. I mean, I really do want her to stay in the
Yeah, I like
jury
her.
because I would love to see Izzy in jury and see if she's gonna vote for the person who fucked her over, or if she's going to, you know, or if she's gonna play, like if she's not gonna become a bitter juror, if she's gonna base it on game, who knows? She's just chaotic. And so I think that's great for us as viewers to watch. For them as players, not
You were
so
in
well.
the jury.
She's a-
Do you think
she's-
it's
she's a wild
unfair to
card.
have jury feeds? Like, I will want to see jury feeds, but my thing is just have it in the main room. So people who want to be seen are seen. And then I hear that you get to live a happier, better life in the jury. Do you think it would
You
be
do.
do you think it would be like crazy to have
No, I think it would be crazy to have live feeds. That would be horrible.
okay.
For us, again,
Yeah.
for y'all, it probably would be amazing.
Yes.
I mean, on my season, y'all would have, well, you just would
Because
have been seeing people.
wasn't the
fuck.
people having sex down in the
It was just everywhere. It was just everywhere. My jury house was a damn orgy. It was just horrible. So you just yeah. So you guys would have loved the live feeds on my season. It was bad. I was like, for myself, it was the most horrible experience because I'm married. I was missing my
Yeah.
husband, and here I am, like next to thing 1 and thing 2, and all I hear are knocking boots, just knocking on the wall, and it's just like, ah! It was horrible. Sorry, I'm just being like very graphic. I'm so sorry.
Oh, right, Brandon.
I'm here like this, like, God, this cannot be my life. In like, I don't know. They probably found a stool. They probably found a stool there too. It was bad.
All right, I'm taking us off topic, but I wanted to talk about like the Wednesday episode. And then this veto competition that they played that Heisen won. How did you feel about that? It was innovative. I think that was the first time they had something like that, right?
The what?
The veto comp.
The veto comp. Oh my gosh.
It was the one that it was the like the wedgie one. They played the block part, but I don't remember it.
So that wedgie comp is a comp that they had on season 13, 12.
Wow.
13 or 12
long time ago.
Or 14. Jordan's season. The season where they had the jocks, the populars, the nerds, and the offbeat. Like, so that was the Atomic Wedgie. That was a comp from that season.
Okay.
Let me know in the chats if that wasn't, because I strictly remember that was a very similar competition with the wedgies. They did get a wedgie.
Okay.
It was a little ridiculous, but it was funny. I think it was like a kind of a cool comp. It was a.
Would you have liked it? I feel like
absolutely not. Do you know how much I weigh?
Dragging Felicia, like they were dragging her.
I'm like, no, that hurts.
You could not weigh more than Felicia.
I would probably say I am, if not the same weight as.
And they were dragging that girl. I loved every time she got pulled. She was like this, and I loved it. Ah! Yeah. I feel like that would have been a fun come for
It was
you.
pretty describe fun. I don't think it would have, but it remains to be seen. So let's let's go, because I know, yeah, the veto, as we know, the veto comp, this was of last the week one we're talking
Yes.
about.
Mm-hmm.
The veto comp, which Heisen won,
Yep.
decided not to use it, to
And
not
do you agree with that?
yeah, I don't see why someone would use a veto
In the first week?
in the first week.
Yeah.
If you want to use a veto the first week, you're really just looking for trouble. You're not that close with these people yet to be using. You don't have a ride or die your first 5 days in
Makes sense.
to be able, to justify using a veto and having someone else be put on,
Right.
well, at least in my opinion.
Okay.
I digress. Not many people do use it first, first week.
I agree with you.
But yeah, I mean, he didn't want a unnecessary target on his hands,
Yep.
So and he knew that Kirsten was going to be the main target. He had the numbers to keep Felicia, which is part of his side of the house. So I think he did well. When we go into the finale, not finale, the
Come on,
eviction.
finale.
Well, I wish we were talking about the finale.
Come
I'm
on,
tired
finale.
already. I'm really tired. Is it finale yet? Damn, we're only on day 12. Damn it. Yeah. No, but going back to it, when we're talking about the eviction, I mean, that's exactly what happened.
Yeah.
Kirsten left, unanimous decision, 14-0. People in the chat, let us know, do you think that was the right choice? Busy, do you think that was the right choice?
For the most part, yeah. It seems like the outside and inside of the house felt like no one was getting along with her. She was doing too much. It was a lot. And it didn't seem like she was going to be aligned with anyone. So I feel like it was the best choice for the house at this point.
See,
Yeah.
I would disagree with you.
Really?
So chat, let me know if you think that was a smart move. I'm not, well, I guess it really depends on what side you're rooting for, right?
Yeah.
So I want to preface by saying that I'm not for or against any of the sides. Like, I actually enjoy both of them.
Yeah.
I'm still not clear, like, standing anybody super hard. I actually like a lot of different people for different reasons.
Right.
So it's going to be a little bit more enjoyable, I think, for me to see two people go at it that I personally like. It might hurt a little bit, but I feel like I'm gonna have a lot of fun seeing different people gain control, because there are people on other sides. I don't think that Kirsten should have gone for Riley's game. I think it was the most horrible decision. I don't see how she benefits from this. Yeah. I think that for the handful, they needed to keep Kirsten. I think that they should have kept Kirsten.
But
I think that
Riley doesn't like her. Like, it seemed like Riley was like, I'm over her. I'm ready for her to go.
Yeah. I mean, unfortunate, right? It's unfortunate that you don't get along with her. I felt pretty bad with the way, not with the way Kirsten got treated, because I don't think that there was a necessary, like, anything over the top in terms of how they were treating her. I think they were still trying to include her in things, but they knew she was leaving. So it was like, at this point, the only way they were going to talk to her really was like on a personal level, not game talk, not anything else,
Yeah.
But it just didn't make sense. And I think America at one point was like, should we keep Kirsten? Yeah. Y'all should have kept
Yeah,
Kirsten because
f-
Felicia's not
truly,
going to do
yes.
anything for your game. It's not going to do anything. Felicia's going to be the number one pawn star, and every person that's going to be put next to her is going to go home because nobody's going to get rid of Miss Felicia because she is
I thought that
beloved.
Kirsten was gonna
And
say that.
I was very, actually, were you surprised? I was very surprised at Kirsten's goodbye
Because
message. Not goodbye message,
she was
her
saying that she was gonna stand up and she was gonna be like, if any of y'all sitting by her, she talked to America like she was gonna be that bee. She was about to stand up and say, y'all stupid. And if you're sitting by her, because if Busy says something, I'm gonna do it. Like I have no class. I'm gonna say, if y'all sitting by her, I do love Pawn Star. So she's a pawn star, and if you're sitting by her, you're gonna go. Like, why are you keeping her here? So I was very surprised that didn't happen.
Yeah, I mean, I was very surprised by Kristen's little speech during eviction night, her eviction speech, because it's like, I don't know, it was like,
This is
I
not what
hope
you
that
told
I could
America you
benefit.
was gonna
She was
do.
something like, I hope I could benefit everybody's game and blah blah blah. And at this point, she just needed to make clear, concise, like, if you're gonna leave, you're gonna leave. Like, point people out, do what you needed to do, do what you need to do.
It's the
Um,
first eviction, girl. Let loose.
yeah. Um,
Are we gonna
yeah.
talk about
It says, I hated how Kirsten cried. She was deemed annoying, but Riley, the HOA, cried 100 times and everyone came to wipe her tears. Yeah,
well, you
you
could be
know,
white and cry. No shade. No
true,
shade, Paige. I don't know who you are, what
true.
what your background is, but you could be white and cry, and nobody even bats an eye.
Yeah, that's what
But
she's saying. Yeah,
yeah, if
that's
you
what she was saying. And then, like, well, not that she was white, but I'm just saying, like, it was Riley cried quite, actually, Riley cried quite a bit, and I just don't understand why. Don't get me wrong, I have nothing against Riley. I think she's beautiful, and I think that this HOH was a complete mess of an
it
HOH.
was.
I've never seen. Let me bring that back, but it, to me personally, I think it was a waste of an HOH.
Excuse me.
It was it
I think she should have kept the boys up there, and that's just my opinion. I feel like she should have took the girls down and then kept the boys up there. And I mean, I would hate to see Jared leave or Corey, because I actually am liking Corey. I think I'm liking Corey more because of the the N-word incident, but I would have hated to see either one of them go, but I think she should have took the girls down. And then maybe this is coming as a gay male. You're supposed to have girl power, and you said Riley came in acting like she was gonna be girl power. Take the women down, and then keep the boys up there, and then the boys fight it out. And it would have been very simple.
yeah. Like she said, it was very interesting. I know that we all view things a little differently. I
Yeah.
can see this part. Like, I feel that a Riley did have a little bit of HOH-itis going on.
You
It
think
could,
so?
yes, I think it could have easily. This could have been one of the easiest HOHs for her. I didn't
Oh,
see
so
a,
what do
a
you think she
way.
should have done? Adjust. Okay, so this is she had HOH. I have not heard anyone say that. So then what should she have done?
Well, she had HOH-itis in a different way. It wasn't like she was walking tall and mighty and being like, this is my HOH, I do what I want to do. But she did do that in a way, because here's the thing. In this HOH, she didn't nominate anybody. She
Right.
took people
Take it
off the
down.
block.
Yeah.
These weren't her original nominations. This was like, there was no reason for her to come out so hard and go after Kirsten. It was just she could have just been like, I'm sorry, I took two people off. I really want both of you to win, and let the house decide. She didn't have to tell everybody and their mama that she was going after Kirsten. She didn't have to act like she had the power to keep Felicia on the block. And Felicia
True.
said it herself in the feeds. It's like she didn't like the way that Riley kind of worded some things as
Mm-hmm.
to say that it, in oh so many words, Riley told Felicia that she was safe,
Okay.
but made Felicia feel like she was safe because Riley wants her to be safe and she's not going to go until Riley wants her to go. That's kind of the way the conversation went to Felicia's understanding. But that's the way Riley talks to people. It's like she wants to make it fair. She wants to, do all of these things, but she created her alliance. She created, like within that whole however many days she was in the HOH room, created her handful, created her family style, was trying to run things, was telling people who her target was. Like, you don't have to have a target. Just because you're HOH does not mean you have to have a target, especially because you didn't put
HOH,
because you didn't put them up.
Right.
And with all that, she was too nice. And then she realized that she was gaming just as hard as Kirsten was during the whole week. Could Kirsten have set the tone for that? Maybe, sure, whatever. I do agree.
Y'all said she did.
I think Kirsten was playing too hard, too fast, because she played like literally hours into being in the house.
I'm gonna get another water.
Yeah, but that's neither here nor there. Everybody just kept on playing, and that set a specific type of tone. I think that specifically with Riley, I don't think that she needed to play this hard. I think she could have just let the people on the block, let people talk, let people do, like, just because you're in the HOH room, then she starts crying because she thinks people are scared of her. Then she starts crying because she feels disconnected to people. Then she's crying because she's like the next target. Like, it was a little much to swallow. I mean, let's see, like, in the chat, how y'all feel about this. You could totally disagree with me, and that's totally fine. We love you guys. I love our fam here in the chats that, like, either you agree or disagree, and we love you here for it anyway. I love hearing new people's thoughts on this. Let's see. So Paige, she said, yes, Jess, she was doing the same annoying things Kirsten was doing. She was, I think, in just a very, very, in a different way. Kirsten was doing it without power because she was nominated. So she was doing it from a place coming from the bottom up. And Riley was doing it from being on top. And she was kind of going from the top down. So it was kind of the same. It was kind of the same thing done differently. Does that make sense? Izzy, oh, that looks so refreshing.
I told you I was getting some water, and then I always top it off with some lemon.
Ooh.
I love sparkling water with lemon.
Yeah. No worries for flooding the chat. I love that the chat's very active. I think that
the girls are here. I just went to Instagram to see how many, because I can't see how many people are watching here.
Yeah,
the girls are here.
We have a good little crew here in the chat. So flood the chats because we love to see it. I think that but I just think, just to talk about Riley's HOH overall, I think it was a massive fail. Love you, Riley. Want to be your friend coming out of the house. Super sweet. I love your story. Hate that this happened to you and happened for you, but you did. Just the same way that Kirsten got taken out because she was gaming too fast, too soon, playing from the bottom, as a nom, and trying to create all of these alliances. It's the same reason Riley is being targeted currently for doing way too much during her HOH when she did not need to do this.
Okay. I'm with you.
And busy just reminding everybody, since you're blowing up the chats right now, everybody, make sure you're hitting the like button. And if you don't already subscribe, because it really does help with the algorithm. Let's see. I think, we were talking about Jewelry. Jewelry says, Riley, I feel, was actively encouraged to act that way while Kirsten was being warned about that game play style. Yeah. It was just too different.
Yeah.
I think, like I said, I'll say it again. Kirsten and Riley definitely were kind of the same kind of players in very different, just in
I could
different
see that.
ways.
I could see that.
In different ways, you know, like whereas I think maybe Riley felt empowered and felt like because she was HOH, she could play this hard.
Yeah.
You know, whereas Kirsten, who's coming from the bottom, people are like, this girl who's on nominations, I don't know where she's coming off, you know, creating this, that, and the other, or she shouldn't even be doing this. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. So let's talk about the elephant in the room.
Okay. Let's do it.
You know, I know, like I want to say, I want to start this by, I mean, can we talk about Lucia? Is that his last name? I don't know.
His last
It's Valentine. It's like a Valentine
Yes,
card.
it's Valentine.
Yeah. Look, unfortunate.
Is it unfortunate?
I mean, yes, when anything like this happens in a season, it's unfortunate. Like, I hate that this is even happening. I'm not saying unfortunate for him.
Did they have this code of conduct when you were in the house?
No.
Okay. So like, they started in 2020.
I was 2019.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, we got out of the house at the end of 2019. So this was definitely something that was put into place during All-Star season.
Yeah, because the Jacks were saying
yeah, I'm sure it was because of a lot of stuff my season did. You know, like it was
they were clearly saying it and talking about specific people. The Jacks were saying it.
Look,
assholes.
BB21 is the reason for the season. Yes, it's the season that keeps on giving. That's my season. I mean, in ways, I hate that I was even on it, but at the same time, if it put a clause in there to help create something better for these next seasons, then that's all I could do. But what's more unfortunate, and I'll say from what Julie is saying, going back to Luke, is that he's still joking about it on Instagram. Like, it seems that he's not even respecting the fact that this has happened, and it's unfortunate.
Y'all lying. I have to go.
No, so I mean, for those of you, I'm sure everybody knows on the chat already what had happened. Luke Valentine.
You want to play the clip because I have it.
One of the. I would rather you not. Is it a bleeped out clip?
No, it's him doing. It's him doing what he was doing. But I played it on my channel and I didn't get any
flags. I feel like I didn't get flagged for that. I feel like we would get flagged for that. But
no, I'm at 1.2K and nobody has done anything.
He did say, it was kind of that slip of the tongue, but here's the thing, like, that should not be something that just slips through your tongue.
It was the tongue.
It was. It's trash. It's the thing is, not to say that if you did it and apologized, it would be better, but this is just so much more horrible because you're doing it.
Let's not play it.
You're not even apologetic. Yeah, because I just feel like
it's just
I don't need to give this guy any more time. But
my thing is this. So, because I've had discourse around it. So, just do you want to explain it and then I can talk about it?
The what? You want me?
Yeah. Do you want to explain what happened?
So, well, I can't even really fathom what happened, but there was a situation where Luke, Jared, Corey, and Heisen were in. Do they call it the cheese room? The Humiliverse.
Well, they weren't in that. They weren't in that room during the time. They were talking about being in the room.
Oh,
He
they
was
were
he was talking about a situation in the room.
with the cheese bed, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so that's what I remember. So and during that time he said the n-word to Corey.
They were in the have not room.
They were, I thought that was yeah.
Is that?
The have not room is where the cheese room is, isn't it? Yeah.
Oh, you're right. You're right. You're right.
That's
You're
why
right.
I said the humility. So they're all the same. It was the
Yeah.
cheese. Yeah, it is in the cheese room, whatnot. But anyway, so and it was said. It was said. Was it said in a hateful way?
No.
No. From what people could see, it was not done in a hateful tone. It
Yeah.
was
There was
not
no
said as
malice.
a.
Yeah.
There was no malice in it. However, it is considered a slur. It is part of the that code of conduct in their terms of slurs and hate speech that should
Yeah.
not be said in the house. And
He said it.
he said it, and it's something that should
I would
not come
never be
easy.
in a room even with Jess. And there's like, I'm from New York, y'all know, and I born and raised in New York. And there are terms for Hispanics that I would never say. And like you just don't use. And my thing is this, because there were a lot of people who I did a video on my channel about how I applaud CBS for what they took, the actions that they took, and how swiftly they took those actions, and you know what their code of conduct. And there were people who was like, well, he didn't say it in a derogatory fashion, and he wasn't calling someone it. He was, excuse me, just talking directly to someone. And my thing is this: a slur is a slur. And you don't use a slur ever. Like, I don't, it doesn't matter if it's Hispanics, Black, white, Chinese, Korean, Asian, whether it's a woman, trans person, you don't use slurs. Like, it's not a thing. If you're not a part of the community, you don't have access to that word. And you cannot use that word. And whether or not you think it's cool between your, like, I'm a person of the LGBTQIA community. I don't even want to call anyone a fag. Like, it's not cool. Like, it's a derogatory term. It's what they use to minimize individuals who love the same sex during a time. And sometimes even in the gay community, when you call someone a fag, it's because you're doing too much. You like the same person, and you're giving a lot. I don't use that term. And for someone who, because I don't use the N word. I don't want to say never, but like that. Mm-hmm. And for someone who's like, oh, I was in the cheese room, N word. That's not cool. A slur is a slur. Now, whether you meant to say it in a derogatory fashion or you were saying in a playful way, a slur is a slur. And you need to know that using those terms, using those words is wrong. I would never sit around just and act like I'm Hispanic and then start using terms that I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't do it. And y'all know, I lived in Brooklyn, and where the Hispanics are. I lived in Park Slope. I lived in Flatbush. And then I had a partner who lived in the middle of the Hispanic. You don't use those terms.
Yeah.
You just don't use them. and they'll call each other and just like, hey,
Yeah. I think someone had said it. Someone said it on Twitter, and and I agree with it. It's like if you can't reclaim it, then you should not be saying it. Like,
amen.
here's the thing. Like, there's a lot of words that I could say. I mean, like, I call now before when a man calls a woman a bitch, that can be considered a slur to people.
I
You
learned that. Yes.
you're out of pocket. You're calling another woman that. We've, as women, we're like, bitch, 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 bitch. Like, it's being said all the time. So now men just think that they could just throw it out at any point in time, like as if it
No.
like
And
as if
as a
it was
gay male, I
normal.
met a woman who was like, don't say that to me. I was like,
Exactly.
oh,
And there's always going to be people who are not going to be okay with that. Now,
yeah.
we're talking about what is acceptable within your small circles,
Hmm.
what's acceptable amongst public, amongst the public. I have never said the N word. Like, even when I was trying to explain it to my husband and my daughter, who are Black, like, they I was trying to explain what had happened on the season, and I said, for using the N word, and they're like, "What?" Like, I don't even say that. I don't say that in front of them. I don't say it to anybody. I don't say, like, it doesn't even come out of my mouth as easily as it did this man. So,
Yeah.
and you could say, oh, that's just him listening to all of this rap and all of this. It does not
Girl,
matter.
no.
Again, then it makes it even worse because you're culturally appropriating. Like, just because you're listening to their music, just because I'm sorry, just because you love salsa and you love reggaeton and you think Bad Bunny is cool and you can kind of like sing his lyrics, does not mean that that now you're Puerto Rican and you're gonna start like saying
Right.
all the slur words that come out, and feel
Not cool.
and feel okay with that.
Not
It does
cool.
not it does not make you that culture. So,
Yeah.
like, just stay your lane. Enjoy
Yeah.
them from afar. Enjoy that. Have friends with them, and then speak a different language. I don't care. Like, it's just something that shouldn't be said. And of course, you know,
We're
with
grown. We know what words we can say. We know what words we can't say. The N word is like very, when it comes to the United States, we know like that's a word like that. That's just not, you don't use that. Um, there's, when it comes to Jewish people, like there's words we don't know. I don't know how many people like know like Hispanic terms that they don't use. I only because I'm from New York and I went to school with people who's like, you better not call me that. Uh, that I don't know how many people know like Hispanic terms, but it's a term nationally that you're not supposed to use, which is why I felt like he was like, oh sorry, dude. And it's like, why is this even in your vocabulary?
yeah,
He was using it regularly. Just it came out as much as he says the word girl. Like it came out so easily.
yeah,
Will I say I had a big fuss about it? No. I looked at him and I was like, wow, okay, this is what's happening. Okay. I think I did love the fact about Big Brother having a no tolerance on slurs, because then it removes you from it. Because I remember when I first started dating, yeah, this is like off topic, but when I first started dating Tay DeBay, like anybody I'm in love with, I don't swear at them. Like I don't use curse words. It's just not in my vocabulary. When I love someone, I don't swear. And if I do swear, then it's like very rare, and I can point it out myself. Like, oh my god, I just used the F word, or I just used the da 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 word. I do love that. Big Brother is like, anytime you're using it, you're gonna be removed, because it keeps you accountable. on
No.
who you are as a person, on your vocabulary, on how you think about things. And if he is removed, as the chat saying, if this man was removed and it's still like, I don't care, that's alarming.
Yeah.
And it's frustrating because the code of conduct was created for a reason. And
Yeah.
you're you're still thinking that it's okay. I don't it's just sad. It's sad.
Yeah, the fact that we're still, that we're still on this, that people are still saying this, that again, the fact that there are people defending the fact that Luke even said it is like, you really want to go that hard for someone who said
Girl,
something that they
they are
weren't
and
really
they're
supposed
coming
to.
out in drones. The girls are defending him.
And I'm sure that there are. I'm not going to be one of them. I don't trust that there's anything to defend. Do I think he's the most horrible person on earth? No. Like,
No, yeah,
I just think he's very ignorant. I think that it was stupid. And I think that to have no remorse and to have no understanding of like how that could offend somebody else and how that was considered hate speech is just, it shows your lack of, depth. It shows your, like, truly your ignorance. So it's, um I'm not going to sit here and defend why I can say a word and you can't.
yeah.
Like, we're beyond it. The thing is, it's just, it's not supposed to be said. And now
Well,
you know
he is
why.
from Florida, and they are removing those type of things from the school book. So how
And
much
I
does
actually
he know?
really enjoyed, and I not enjoyed, I really was glad to see Jared's uh his diary room
Oh
during
yes, how
that
did you feel? How
season,
did you feel about that?
because when you watched it, it sounded like he was okay with what
Right.
had just transpired, but it made a lot of sense. When he talked about it in the diary room, about how if he was to have reacted, that he would have could have been met with an aggressive, like with already been planted that aggressive male stereotype, which
Right.
is very true. It could have been.
Yeah.
And there were even people who were mad that he didn't go ham on this guy and tell him what he needed to, what needed to happen. But at the same time, and then there's other people who were saying that's not his place, and I agree, this is a social experiment, but it's not
Yeah.
any of our places uh to have to ruin our game and go through that type of experience
Yeah.
if we know that it is against code. let
I was the one of
let
those
them do.
people. I I felt some type of way that he didn't, only because, oh, why am I getting emotional? Ugh. Only because I've watched other people of color, and I think it's women, and we put a lot of stuff on black women. Like watching Bailey when she was talking to JC, and it was like,
Mhm.
like, that's not cool. Don't say that. It's not, appropriate. And then I felt like I watched him, and he just was like, yo, that's not, yo. And it just made me frustrated. That, like, and immediately it made me frustrated. I'm not gonna lie. And watching it, I felt like, you're not doing enough. Like, let him know this not cool. This is not right. Stand up.
Yeah.
But then also, I'm not playing the game, and I don't have to think about any of the other people in the room. I don't have to think about. Sorry, yeah, for tearing up, but I don't have to think about all of those other situations and all of those things. I think it did come out more clearly when it comes to his diary room confessions about how you should react. But then I don't know. Just do you? It's just like, we're appeasing whiteness. Does that make sense? Like, it's just like we're appeasing whiteness, and like even in his dining room, like, well, I didn't want to do this because white people may be around, and you don't want to upset the white people. I just felt like you can't be who you are because you're appeasing whiteness.
Yeah.
And what's wrong is wrong.
Yeah, but you know, it's and I see where you're coming from, Busy, but at the same time, everybody has different experiences with that, you know.
Yeah.
I think in the chat, you know, Toronto guy says, you know, asking him to act out on your anger is not okay. Like it's going to bother you differently than it might bother him. Maybe he's been in it and around it enough to where he's just assimilated and he knows
Yeah.
how to maneuver or try
Because he's
to
got a white
maneuver
girlfriend.
to,
I have never dated anybody white.
you know, I think it it's different when you're dating outside your race and
Yeah.
the stereotypes that come up within that type, and it's not just for Black people, it's, you know, for Latinos, it's for, you know, for Muslims, for Indians, for Asians. Like if you're dating anybody cross, you know, cross racially, it, you know, there's always ignorant things that pop up, and you either have to be the type of person that's going to pop off at any moment and be really quick to correct somebody, and there's people that are like that, and then other people that are just going to be a little bit more calm about it, maybe more patient, maybe they've experienced it way more to where they might even be very used to it and being able to de-escalate a situation. But I don't think that it would be necessary to be mad at how different people choose to
How do you think you would have handled it,
deal with
Jess?
it. um
I guess. Oh, I want to say any slurs,
I
but
am like, see, in the situation with Jared, I feel like I can be more of a Jared,
okay.
because I've learned to control my emotions. Like
Okay.
I used to be someone who used to get into a lot of trouble for acting out and assuming and quick to be tempered, and act wild. Maybe I should have been at some point, had you caught me earlier, been on Bad Girls Club and just like started throwing hands. But like that's just not my space anymore. Now I'm just looking at you crazy. I might even just walk out. I might not even say anything. Sometimes I'll sit there depending on my mood, whether or not I have the ability, the patience to educate you on something. But do I think that it is anybody's place to educate? No. Like I shouldn't be educating you on why it's not okay to call anybody any type of, you know, word that you didn't grow up using.
Yeah.
Like unless your father and your mother were saying the N word really regularly to where you're just like became
Weird.
part of your vocabulary. You know, that's but that's but again, some people like, and I had spaces, like I had in on my season specifically, I had those moments where I felt something was off, but I never heard Jack or Jackson actually say the N word in front of me. I never saw the crazy things that the Jacks would say about David, or about, you
Jesus.
know, or about Kemi. Like I only felt them, and I would only talk to Kemi and David and certain people in the house about how things just didn't look right. Like,
Yeah.
and the way things were moving just didn't feel right. But like I wasn't gonna go up to them and be like, what's your problem? I know you're saying something. I know you're blah blah blah. I mean, there are people that would have done that. That would have probably been some good TV. You know, you could have gotten someone like Aaron and been like, "What girl? What you gonna
What you gonna do,
do? What you
girl?
gonna
What you gonna
do,
do,
girl?" You
girl?
know, like, and maybe you could have gotten some people that were like that, and I would have left and been like, "You're ridiculously ignorant," and just like walked out
Yeah.
because I ain't about to do this.
Yeah.
You know, now if there's no cameras, that might be a different story because nobody's going to be able to see me react. I might,
Boom.
I might just grab I think I have my brass knuckles here still somewhere. It's,
Oh no, just
I think those are illegal. I don't have brass knuckles. I don't.
definitely not.
I don't have those.
All right,
But
so
I'm just saying. I'm just
yeah.
saying, like being on camera and doing it, it's like that's not our responsibility to do what you want us to do. We're gonna
Yeah.
do it the way we feel like we still have families to go to after this. I have people watching that that don't know certain sides of me. I know people that still say the N-word that aren't black.
Mm-hmm.
Don't get me wrong, because I see the
Same.
chat. I see some people talking,
Same.
hopefully respectfully, that
Same.
y'all are chatting on the chats, and I hope so. But I'm just saying, like, in the Latino community, I grew up in the hood.
Yeah, Cardi B
There's
says,
there's a hella Puerto Ricans that say the N-word.
The N-word, yeah.
Especially in my hood, especially in Humble Park.
There's a lot of
gang
Latinx
members?
people who say the N-word.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And some of them look black. And some of them, I'm
some of them identify as like Jocelyn
some
Hernandez.
of them identify as
She's
that.
like, I'm black. Like you can't tell me I'm not black. I'm black. When I go into the community, when I walk around, I'm black. I know they had a problem with Cardi B, and bad take, but I feel like Cardi B is black.
People were saying Cardi B was. I mean, she's Trinidadian and Dominican.
Yeah, I feel like Cardi B is black. So,
but here's the thing. The thing is that there are people who feel like they are the race police, and like they try to police it, and it's like at the end of the day, there's gonna be like people are going to say it to people who are going to say it, but as a rule of thumb, when it's not even allowed to say it on a TV show, like you're not going to say it to your boss, you're not going to say it on a TV show. You're not going to say it on a TV show, like especially a family show. If you could still call it, if you could still call this a family show.
So, are you a fan of how they reacted and how swiftly they reacted, or do you think that it was too much?
I'm glad. What do you mean? Who reacted?
Big Brother.
The house? Oh no, I'm actually very I am very, I would say, happy. But yeah, I'm glad with the decision that they took. I think that it was necessary to set an example. Sorry, Luke, sucks to be you that you were held accountable for that. But hopefully for the next person that goes into it, that they won't be so ignorant, because at the same time, like, didn't y'all just have training like 6 days ago?
Girl, it wasn't even a week.
It's like not even a week ago, got training telling you about diversity, and didn't Jared just say that this was in the bylaws of like things that you just cannot say? Like, why are you still saying it? Why are you saying it in the first place? It just yeah. So I mean, we'll stick a pin in that. And I think in the chat, I also saw that someone had talked about that.
There was a super chat, and I would love to see what the chat feels about this.
Yeah, and I think someone had said, Kirsten, like, why Kirsten? We were actually supposed to interview her on Friday, and it was canceled. It's actually been postponed. I don't know till when. So we're still working on something. An email from CBS to tell us if that's still going to happen. Right. Did it happen because of the situation? Probably. I think that coming out of the show, especially with something that happened to Luke, like nobody was going to really be talking to her about her experience.
There are 110 people here.
Yay. Well, everybody, that's a perfect time to tell you all, if you don't click like, subscribe, make sure that you like this right now. If you don't know about us, we're doing all of BB25. I was going to talk to you if you were watching the challenge and you wanted to recap that, because I have not watched the challenge yet. But
I don't watch the challenge.
You don't watch the challenge, but all of our friends are
on it. Oh, all of our friends are on it. I just don't watch it. I remember even when, like, you remember when Ozzy was on it and she was telling me everything. I was like, girl, I'm not interested.
It's so
I'm not.
good. It's so
So,
good.
do
I think you
you want
should.
to do the challenge?
I think we should. I think we should
If
because,
we do the challenge, this
Tiffany,
will be the
Chanel.
only channel I would ever talk about the challenge on.
I
So,
mean, it's
if you
only
want
one
to,
episode a week, so it's not like we're watching live feeds like this thing. But people in the
let's talk
chat, let
about
us
it.
know. People in the chat, let us know if you want us to also recap the challenge. The first episode came out on Wednesday,
I can't.
and or on Thursday
It's
rather.
just too much elementary drama.
No, I love it. I love it. And we should. So yes, click like, subscribe, click to receive those notifications so that you know when we're on. Going back to the super chat. Pika, thank you so much for the super chat. If you're still on, sorry.
Okay,
that
so
took
let me see. It says
long.
yo tengo un crush America. So they have a crush on America.
Yes. We're
Yo no
learning Spanish
estoy
now.
hablando.
Y no estoy hablando de
So what does that
ningún
sentence say?
país. He says, yo tengo un crush on America, which is America, like that's what you said. I have a crush
Yeah.
on America. And he said, y no estoy hablando de ningún país. He's like, and he's not talking about the country.
Okay.
He's not talking about a country. He's talking about the
LOL,
girl.
y también Granda blue, but not you blue. So he
also
likes blue, but not me.
He says, sorry, man. And then he says, Jessica, cuídate mucho.
He
which
loves you a
is
lot. He likes you a lot.
Take care. He says, take care of yourself. Thank you.
Oh my God, so I
Pika.
can read Spanish.
Y'all got a quick little Spanish lesson. So
I can
Pika
read
has a
Spanish.
crush on America. He's not talking about the country. He also likes blue, but not blue. But not him blue. He says, sorry, man. And then he said, Jessica, take care. Take lots of care.
I like that.
Thank you, Pika. That was a beautiful little comment.
That was cute. Any more of the cute. I feel like they had a lot of discourse about the situation we were just talking about.
I'm sorry, what was that?
I feel like they had a lot of discourse about what Luke.
Yeah, we did, and I think
I think all of it.
I mean, for the most part, I want to say people there. I think that there were people that agreed and disagreed on the chat, which is exactly what we want you guys to do. Just make sure that you're being respectful of each other's stances. Like, we don't want to have to.
That was most of last week, and then Kirsten left.
Yeah.
So then we're about to get into spoilers, right?
Yeah. So now we're going into spoilers because we talked about, the eviction. Kirsten was out 14-0. At this point, it looked like people were off to the scary verse. At the end of that was so cheesy.
That was a mess.
That was
what
so
you
horrible.
think about that? House gas.
Look,
this is like low budget. I'm sorry, Jess. It's giving low budget. If y'all don't want spoilers, we want to let you know to leave now. Like the video. Well, first of all, like the video right now. Me and Jess are gonna sit here for 30 seconds, and then we want y'all to like the video. But then like the video, comment after, tell us how you feel about everything. Oh, if y'all was gonna rate the episode, the last episode, the eviction episode from 1 to 10, what would y'all rate it? I would give it an 8. What would you give it, Jess?
What episode?
The last episode, Thursdays.
No, I would give it I gave the Veto was a little bit boring.
Okay.
Episode. Out of just knowing that we have a clear divide and that,
Kathy said it too.
The 5. I would probably go with Kathy. I know, you know what? I'm gonna go with Paige.
Joseph said it too.
I'm gonna go with Paige. I'm gonna say a 4 out of 10. I didn't like it, and I think that the reason being was I didn't like how the episode, even though it was all about Kirsten trying to stay, was completely absent of Kirsten. Like, I feel like I didn't see enough of her. I feel like there was so much game that was being talked within that time frame, and all I got to see was this five trying to see if they were going to keep one against the other, and it was just like and then the whole Luke situation, which took up so much of that space.
Yeah.
I didn't get to see Kirsten like actually talking, because there was a good amount of time where she was trying to campaign for herself, and I just wanted to see more. It was just not my thing.
All right. I'm gonna use the bathroom
And
real
then
quick.
it was very cheesy. And so I agree with all of y'all that this was definitely wow. BB was like a 7.89347 out of 10. Kathy, I think everybody was kind of on that same page. Luke getting his spell kind of ruined their plans for the Neverland. So to kind of go into already what we already know in the spoilers, in the HOH, we will start right now, even though Busy's in the bathroom, but we'll just keep going. It says, if you're watching, you are now contractually obligated. Yes, listen to Jewelry. If you're watching, you are now contractually obligated to like, subscribe, and click notification bells on the YouTube to follow over on Twitch. I have my Twitch channel on Twitch. And we stream it both on Twitch and on YouTube. Jewelry is actually watching from Twitch, so thank you so much for your sub and for all of your love and support. So let's just go into it. So now we are down to 16 house guests, and the HOH has been played, and Heisen is the HOH for week 2. Really crazy. It seems that because Jared was second place, he was taken down to the nether regions. Every time I say nether regions, I feel like I'm talking about my private parts. But
I think that's unfair.
What do you mean?
That I thought that it was gonna be more so like the losers. I don't like that like second place got to the nether regions, but I feel like it was gonna be more like anybody who's out first or second or whatever would go to those spaces. I don't like the fact that it's someone who's second place. You know,
I know.
That's strange.
We won't really know until we watch the episode tomorrow exactly why second place means you're going to the nether regions.
Yeah.
But it seems like he was there, from looking at the feeds, it seems like he was there for quite some time. He was there for a good day. And there was a moment where the TVs the screens in the kitchen turned on, and he was actually behind. And he was actually behind the screen, and it seemed like he was able to look at them and listen to them and talk back with them.
Yes. Wait. So Jess, interesting. Where were they when Julie was looking for them?
They were in the scary verse playing the HOH comp.
Okay.
So it just could have meant, like, I'm thinking that maybe it just meant that, because he was second place, he stayed in the scary verse and went to the nether region. I'm not quite sure. It'll be very interesting to kind of see how that plays out in tomorrow's episode. Literally, it's the only reason why I keep watching these episodes, because sometimes you just get so confused.
Oh my God, we have nominations.
We had the nominations. Yeah, so while you were in the bathroom, Busy, I did say that Heisen won HOH. Yes. His HOH talks were very entertaining, to say the least. Yes. Very awkward, and I feel like uncomfortable.
Because he's not on any side though. He's genuinely coming in. What I love about Heisen being HOH is that you have these two sides, right? and you have these two big sides, these two big things, but Heisem's not in anything. So he's like, he's teeter-tot. I don't want to say he's teeter-tottering because I don't think handfuls come to him once. But I do know the Bye Bye Bitches have at least talked to him and that come to him, about a certain amount of things, but they never have like approached him to like come to our side. So he's still in the middle.
Yeah, not really. I think
You
he's
don't think so?
no, I think he's definitely a part
Of Bye Bye Bitches?
of the Bye Bye Bitches side. He's definitely on the part of the older, of the older crowd. He's it's a very interesting. I think it's funny how people are just like saying that Heisem's a mean girl. You know what? The thing is, not me thinking this said Heisem has Hawaiitis. And I was like,
yes. I love it. No.
Hawaiitis. No, HOHitis. You know what? Drunk with power is always a thing. It's look. Heisem just comes from a different background, and I like the fact that he is a doctor. I would just love to see his bedside manner, and when I mean bedside manner, I'm not speaking sexually. I'm talking about how he treats his patients. I feel I posted this on Twitter. I think that he is a very when he's a very tough love type of person. He tries to do what he thinks is right, which feels a little righteous.
With old people?
What?
Because he's with old people.
Well, think about this. Like what? Oh, and going back to what you said, Busy. Sorry, I didn't mention this to you because when you said that Heisem's not a part of anything, he's actually part of the Professors Alliance. So if we talked about it, it's not Bye Bye Bitches, but it is, part of that side of the Professors, which is basically like the old people saying that they're about to take these kids to school. Yeah. I actually kind of like it. I think it's funny. But he is very much that person. He's like, I'm older than you, and because I'm older than you and I know more, you're gonna listen to me. And I think that the conversations that he's having with these people, specifically with Riley, I mean, it's just people. I love how they just don't give a fuck about what they know and what they don't know. He's just basically like, hey, you're in an alliance. You're with this person. You're with this person. You're with this person. You're with this person. Speak your truth. Tell me what you think. I'm going to put two of you on the block. So one of your alliance members is going home. And because, I learned a lot from your HOH and I don't want to be like you. So
I love it.
He's very straight. I mean, like, it's annoying, and at the same time, it's very abrupt. But he's a straight shooter, and then there's people in the world like that, and I feel like he talks like a doctor with no bedside manner. Like it's like so busy.
That's why you want to see what he's like as a doctor.
You have diabetes. You're fat.
And
you
that's
need to lose weight. I told you to stop eating those salami sandwiches.
Hey, you won't.
You've been eating pies. Like, stop doing that shit. I keep on telling you. No wonder you have it. Like, you just not listening to me. And if you don't, you're gonna die. And that's just how it's gonna happen. It's like, this is literally how he's talking. It's like, I would hate to have a doctor like him because, like, shit, I'm considered, I'm a big ass girl. Like, thank God, knocking on wood, I'm a very healthy girl. I don't have any issues. But had I had an issue, that's basically what he would probably be telling me. He'd be like, well, yeah, what do you expect? What do you expect? You're a big girl. Of course you have that. Like, I don't need a doctor talking to me like that. Could you imagine being in the HOH room and being like, of course I'm putting you up on the block. Did you see what a mess your HOH was? Of course I'm going to put you up and you're probably going to go home. Like...
So did you wait? So okay, so I've been offline for the last 2 days. Okay, so because we've been doing date nights, or date days. We did a date day today, but okay, so it was very clear. What do you want to say? Who is nominated? Right?
No, we are, because we're on spoilers. So we did talk about Heisen being the HOH. He has made his nominations. Riley
and Cameron.
and Cameron.
Okay, so
Correct.
did he? So I didn't watch this. Did he tell Cameron why he's up?
Um, I'm trying to think. I mean, yes is basically like he just didn't trust him being so close to Riley. It was very actually that was very
Because they have
interesting.
a final two.
Who has a final two?
Cameron and Riley.
Yes. Oh, I thought you were talking about Heisen. I was like, well, no, they don't. But yes.
No.
So yes. Let me go back to this and say Heisem's HOH. He nominated Riley and Cameron. Riley is his target. There are people on his alliance that would like to see Cameron go. Okay.
Really?
Yeah, they would like to see Cameron go. But
I need to catch up on the feeds.
The thing is with this is that he was made very clear that he's going to put someone in her alliance with him, specifically Cameron, because he knew that if Cameron was to win the veto and play the veto, that he would take Riley off. And he's like, and it was really funny the way he said it, because he was just like, and I don't need you to say that you see your daughter's eyes in Riley and like all this, because there is this kind of weird relationship that's going on with Cameron and Riley, in sense of like it's like a father-daughter, except they're just like a few years apart, so it just can't.
He thinks that Cameron would take Riley off?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Do you?
Yeah, I think so. Like, I think Cameron has talked a lot on the feeds about how Riley reminds him of his daughter, and he has like this it's a very interesting relationship between the two of them. I think that look, as someone who saw my niece in cis, like that's I understand how someone can remind you of somebody else in the house. Okay, so for people who didn't know my season on 21, I wanted to protect cis quite a bit.
With the small forehead.
She has a average forehead. I feel like I have. Oh, okay. I have
no,
a 3.
You have a forehead. You have a.
I have a 3 head.
You have a 3 head.
I have a 3 head.
I have a.
Okay, you have a 4 head. You have a 4 head. I have a 3 head. Maybe okay. She might be a 2 head. I don't know. But she reminded me of my. She reminded me of my niece, who at that time was 10 years old. So I had this familiarity with cis, and I think that what Cameron has is also a familiarity with Riley, except that he's just kind of weird. You know, we saw him on his cast assessments. We said he was just kind of like this weird character. He says off things, like things that are a little off, things that are a little weird, kind of funny, but just very weird. And I think the things that he said to Riley have been a little off-putting and a little weird. So people are taking it very wrong in a way. I personally don't feel like there's anything sexual behind it. I just think that it's just an odd character talking oddly about another person. But I digress. He was put on the block next to her. Now, since then, they have picked players for the veto and are currently playing the veto. So the people who are being played, and another thing is that Heisen is also telling people not to use the veto because they will go up. Someone is going down. Like, Heisen is like being very interesting. It's interesting. This is all very interesting.
He's saying don't play the video because you'll go up.
Yeah. So,
but you can't though.
Huh?
If you played it, you can't. If you win the video, you can't go up.
Exactly.
Well, I guess.
Well, okay.
Go
Some
ahead.
people just don't know how to play the game right now.
Right.
So, so the people who are playing is Riley, right? So we have Riley, Heisen, Cameron,
right,
Blue, Matt, and Oh my gosh, who did I forget?
Just one person left.
There's one person left. Who am I missing? Mm, I'm missing that last person. Was it Jag? Is it Jag?
I don't know. I was at a birthday dinner.
I should have written that down. Oh,
America.
thank you, America. Thank you. Yes, America. So, thank you, everybody, America. So, America. Now, America has said, so funny that I forgot that it was America that played, but I remember that she said that she's not going to be using the veto if she wins it. So America has mentioned that she will not use the veto if she wins. Second, Blue said and promised Riley that if she won, she would
Take her down.
take her down.
Okay.
Matt,
Wait,
I
isn't
believe,
America a part of the? She was like an addition to the handful.
no, she's part of the handful. Blue or America?
America.
No, America's not in the handful.
Okay.
No, she was in the family style, which was underneath the handful. The people
Okay.
who are part of the handful are Jag, Matt, Riley, Blue, and Cameron.
Okay.
So that's the handful.
That's the base.
That's the base. And then Jared and America and Corey are part of the family.
Yeah,
side.
that's what I'm saying. I felt like okay, so America says she would take her down if she
Would not.
America says she wouldn't take her down.
No.
But Blue says she would.
Yes.
Jesus.
And I think here's the thing. Here's the thing, right? At this point, who's going to stick out their neck for Riley at this moment? That's the biggest thing. I don't know if Blue would do that. She says she will and she promised, but at the same time, her number one is Jag. So that's kind of interesting.
Do you think that this showcases why you shouldn't be the first HOH?
No, I think she just messed up her first HOH.
Oh.
I don't think that it's because it was her first HOH. I think she just completely messed up her first HOH.
Okay.
It's I know plenty of first HOHs that didn't go out the following week, you know. She just didn't have to play that hard.
Okay.
Yeah, so I think that's kind of where we're at with everything. Is there anything that I missed?
No, I think we hit everything.
Yeah.
Y'all like this? We hit everything.
I think so. That was a long. Sorry, we talked about the veto. We talked about the live eviction.
Hour and a half.
We talked about Luke. We talked about all of the spoilers that are going on at the moment. If there's any questions that y'all have, just let us know. I don't know if we didn't touch on anything specifically.
Close us out, Jess. My fiance is hungry.
That's right. I gotta go see my hubby too.
I gotta eat.
But yeah, I mean, this is pretty much it. Tomorrow is going to be the HOH episode where we kind of see what's going on in the Scaryverse and what is going on with this nether region.
Yeah, just as another region.
Yeah, it's interesting here. It says Miko wasn't talked about the whole episode. I feel like right now, Busy, who are your people who you think are going far into the game?
Right now I am rooting for Miko. I'm rooting for Jared, and I'm rooting for Felicia.
Okay.
I will put Jag in there, but I'm not sure. I like Jag a lot. What about you?
I like Jag. I actually like a lot of them. I like Blue. I like Jag. Believe it or not, I even like Riley. I just think that she just messed up her first, this first HOH. I like a lot of that side. I like Izzy for the chaos. I love watching
Izzy is
Suri.
she's chaos. She got to go.
Um,
She is a combustion waiting to bust. She is a firebomb waiting to bust.
I honestly think that um that
Okay.
America and Nicole are in a good perfect middle
Oh, for
situation.
sure, for sure.
So I'm really excited to see as numbers start dwindling down how it's going to play out. I think America was the only person who clocked to her alliance that they should have kept Kirsten, because she knew that Felicia was going to be the ultimate pawn star and just,
Yeah,
and be put next to everybody to like be taken out. So I think she knows the game well enough. I
yeah,
just don't see her having as loud of a voice or as authoritative of a voice to
yeah.
be listened to and heard. So I think she's going to play the middle very, very well. I love Nicole. Actually, Nicole is me in the house. Like, I feel like she looks at people sideways, like these people are crazy. These people, like, why are they so dumb? Like, what is going on? Like, she
Yeah.
is literally
I'm with you
me when I was in that house. It was just like, why are people just acting so wild?
because they
Um,
didn't like Kirsten. I'm surprised they didn't start to attack Nicole as well because they're like so similar.
they are not similar. You think they're similar?
Well, just in their appearance
Because they're both black?
and the hair, the mannerisms.
No,
No.
absolutely not. I mean, I personally do not think that they're anything, either of those two women are
I
alike.
maybe I'd start watching them.
I
Well,
think
I can. Well, she's gone, but I'll start to watch Nicole a little bit more.
I think that
I love Kirsten. I
Nicole
love
was just
her.
a
Her.
much more composed. Like, she's
That's
very
true.
tell it how it is, and I think that she has like a commanding presence to her, but I don't think she's like, and not to say that Kirsten was, but I
Well, she's from
feel like
here.
Kirsten was a little bit had a little bit more of that confidence,
Yeah.
that confidence that got her in trouble, that almost
And Nicole is
slightly,
she's pushing back.
yeah, and Nicole has a little bit more
Yeah.
of that humbleness to her, where she's not taking anything for granted and she's seeing all sides of the picture.
I'm
Whereas
with
I
it.
think Kirsten came in like, I'm gonna win this. This is mine. Like, this is what I'm gonna do, and blah blah blah. And I think that
Yeah.
confidence, that overconfidence, was what bit her in the
This is
behind.
what I love about her.
Unfortunate. I know that you like that you like women like that. I mean, it's
Yeah.
in real life. I love women like that. I do. In
I
this
love
game,
them.
it just does
It
not
just doesn't
work.
work.
It just
It
does not
doesn't work.
work. Like, I was that person 3 hours into the house and they set me into banishment. Like, and my ass had to reel it back and be like, okay, obviously they don't like themselves, a woman who's gonna raise her hand
I
and
want
for
one.
power, so
I
I
was
guess my
raised by
ass is
one.
just, but I think they are very, very different. But I am like, Mimi is so low. I agree, so low key. But I would definitely love to see. I don't know, man. I would love to see a Felicia HOH. I would love to see an Izzy HOH. I would love
Ooh.
to see. To be quite honest, I would love
Izzy
to see.
HOH would be chaotic.
That's why I want one. That's why I want one. I want an Izzy HOH.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think, and a Felicia HOH would be funny, but like, uh, I wouldn't mind. I wouldn't mind an America HOH. So I would like to see, because she's kind of like in that middle ground as well, of like, who would she put up? We need more people to kind of see who's going to target the other side. So I don't know. It would be
We'll
very,
see.
very interesting. But thank you, everybody, for coming on. We love and appreciate each and every one of you all. Thank you so much for being a part of this fandom with us. And again, click like and subscribe. Click to receive those notifications if you have not. Um, Is there anything else that you would like to say?
No, I'm ready to go cut my hubby.
Awesome. Okay, well then we will leave you all with another new little song moment
an
that I
outro?
did. We have an outro.
Ooh.
So, okay guys, love you. See you next time.